Hey guys, I'm going to go over a problem where you need to use the chain rule multiple times to find the derivative of the function. And so here we have sine cubed of 4t squared. And so first let's just remember that sine cubed of 4t squared, what that really means is sine of 4t squared, and that whole piece is being cubed. Okay, and so if we look here, we actually have the form f of g of h of x, right? And so we have three distinct functions, right? Here would be 4t squared. G of x would be something like sine of t. And then f would be like t to the third power. Okay, and so we're gonna have to use the chain rule multiple times to find the derivative. And I think the best thing to do is just work your way out in. And so we're gonna start on the outside. And remember, in the chain rule, you're gonna take the derivative and then whatever's inside stays as it is. And so we have a 3, and so f prime of t, right? We have a 3 here, and that's like cubing a function, or cubing x. And so the derivative is found by using the power rule. And so we'll have 3. I'm going to keep the inside the same. So the inside is sine of 4t squared. And then that is going to be where it dropped from 3 to 2, because we subtract 1 from the exponent. Okay? And so that's the first piece of our chain rule. Then we're going to look at sine of 4t squared, and we're going to need to take the derivative of sine 4t squared. Well, my outer function is sine, and so the derivative of that is cosine. And I'm going to keep my inside the same. So cosine of 4t squared. And now we're finally at 4t squared. That's my last piece, and the derivative of 4t squared is 8t. And so the derivative is given by this expression. I'm going to clean it up now. And so we'll get 24t sine squared of 4t squared times cosine of 4t squared. There's the derivative. So let's try one more like that. Let's look at cosine squared of the square root of 1 minus x. Sorry, I'm making this off the top of my head. And so g prime of t will be given by, again, the chain rule used multiple times. So I'm going to rewrite this so that cosine of the square root of 1 minus x, and that's being squared. And so we're going to start on the outside, and so the derivative will be 2 times whatever's inside here, that doesn't get changed, cosine of the square root of 1 minus x. And then using the power rule again, we're going to drop by 1, and so that becomes a 1. Now I'm inside a cosine. I'm going to take the derivative of cosine, which is going to be negative sine, and I keep the inside of my function the same, so that's going to be the square root of 1 minus x times the derivative of the inside, which is the square root of 1 minus x, and so that's going to be 1/2 1 minus x to the negative 1/2. And now I'm finally at 1 minus x, and so that's going to be negative 1. And so that's the chain rule applied 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And so the derivative, this 2 will cancel out with this 2. This negative 1 will cancel out with this negative. And so my final answer will be cosine of 1 minus x sine of the square root of 1 minus x, all divided by the square root of 1 minus x. And there's g prime of t.